Flood chaos in KZN as search continues for the victims. Mass abduction in Nigeria. Hundreds of children are still missing. And hey, big spender, Chinese travelers are now the world's biggest tourism spenders, dropping more than 4.6 trillion rand on overseas trips last year. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.
The search is still underway for two people swept away by floods in Kwazulu-Natal. Rescue teams in New Hanover found one body this morning. Heavy rain has triggered an orange level 6 warning for thunderstorms and localized flooding. The woman who drowned was found in the river. Crews are now assessing the damage. Homes are cracked, windows smashed, roofs blown off and trees torn out. Emergency teams remain on high alert.
The roving team from Human Settlements and the Department of Transport is working with the disaster management teams, to speed up the interventions. He is in constant liaison with the Minister of Human Settlements, Thembisi Melane, just to augment, the interventions that are being, speeded up, by the province as well as the affected municipality.
Johannesburg Emergency Services is warning faith-based groups to stay away from rivers and streams. The Weather Service says severe storms could trigger flooding. Officials say baptisms and cleansing rituals are especially risky. Water levels are high and the danger of being swept away is real.
From our side as the City of Johannesburg Emergency Management Services, together with our disaster management monitoring teams, our aquatic rescue unit, we still remain on high alert, monitoring all 7 regions of the city for any emergencies.
President Cyril Ramaphosa has praised South Africa's successful hosting of the G20 Leaders Summit, saying it strengthens the country's standing in global affairs. He says the summit's outcomes will support Africa's development, boost South Africa's own growth, and help create much-needed jobs.
President Cyril Ramaphosa says with the Leaders Summit being held on African soil for the first time, this milestone will place Africa's growth and development at the heart of the G20's agenda. He says South Africa can only achieve its own objectives to create jobs in an environment of global stability, inclusive growth, and a level playing field. He told the closing ceremony of the summit yesterday that hosting the event will also place the continent and the global south in the forefront of development.
South Africa has used this presidency to place the priorities of Africa and the global south firmly at the heart of the G20 agenda.
Ramaphosa added that while some have sought to create division and polarization between nations, the summit has reinforced what he calls the shared humanity among member nations. Baba Londenze, Eyewitness News.
National Prosecuting Authority head Shamila Batoyi has been facing tough questions at the inquiry into Johannesburg Prosecution's boss, Andrew Chauke. She's back on the stand in Pretoria, where the panel is pressing her to back up her allegations. The inquiry is probing Batoyi's claims that Chauke made politically motivated prosecutorial decisions.
It doesn't appear that we have really gone to the crux of the matter to understand the illegality or the unlawfulness of his conduct, if any.
Batoyi says Chauke undermined the authority of then acting KZN DPP Cyril Lotchwa while leading a team probing former Hawks boss Johan Boysen and the Cato Manor unit. A grade 12 learner has died after being hit by a bus at Schaumburg Combined School in Hartbeespoort. The Gauteng Education Department says 4 boys entered the school illegally last Thursday, allegedly fought younger learners, and then tried to take control of the buses. A driver, fearing for his safety, sped off and struck 3 matriculants and a grade 10 learner. One of the matric pupils died yesterday in Garankuwa Hospital.
We wish to convey our deepest condolences to the bereaved family, friends, classmates, and all in the school community. MEC did indicate this saddening that such a chaotic incident led to unfortunate passing of a learner who just finished writing matric.
A Hawks officer and a Tembisa hospital employee have appeared in the Pretoria Magistrates Court on corruption charges. They were arrested after allegedly trying to bribe an investigating officer to make a case disappear. The hospital staffer allegedly offered 100,000 rand and the sergeant helped deliver the money. The investigator reported it immediately and the Hawks arrested both suspects.
And we need to interrogate everybody there so that we find out who most benefited from it, and then recover the money as soon as possible and make sure that all people are charged and appear in prison as soon as possible.
Israel's military has fired 3 generals and disciplined several senior officers for failing to prevent the October 2023 Hamas attack. The generals include 3 divisional commanders, one of them the former military intelligence chief. The army says they bear personal responsibility for the security failures. The dismissals follow a wider call for a systemic investigation. Nigerian police are urging the public to keep praying for the safe return of the remaining school children kidnapped from a Catholic school. 50 youngsters managed a dramatic escape over the weekend and are now back with their families. But 253 learners and a dozen teachers are still in the hands of the gunmen. In total, 303 children and 12 staff were abducted last Friday. It's another mass kidnapping in a country where armed gangs have turned vulnerable communities into hunting grounds, snatching civilians for ransom with near total impunity. And the UN's World Tourism Organization has revealed that Chinese travelers are the biggest spenders. The country spent 4.6 trillion rand on overseas travel last year. And Cape Town's tourism authorities are in Shanghai in a bid to attract visitors from that market. MACOM member for economic growth, James Foss, says the city is targeting both the Chinese and Indian travel markets. Jamaican reggae great Jimmy Cliff has died at 81 after a seizure and pneumonia. He was one of the giants who carried reggae onto the global stage, known for classics like You Can Get It If You Really Want and Many Rivers to Cross. His breakout role in The Harder They Come helped introduce Jamaica's sound and spirit to the world. His death marks the loss of a true cultural pioneer. And that's it from me and the team. We'll see you for more again tomorrow.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.